Attention fans! Liverpool plans a raid on Premier League club for £23 million defender. Breaking news! Liverpool board attempts to sign superstar, but he wants to join them. Liverpool sets ambitious master plan in motion to sign Alexander Isak. A very warm welcome, dear Red supporter. Let's check out the latest updates from the biggest club in the world. Liverpool are reportedly interested in signing 24-year-old center-back Nathan Collins, who currently plays for Brentford. According to a report from Give Me Sport, the Irish defender has caught the attention of the Reds during this summer transfer window, and there is growing anticipation over whether the Merseyside club will make an official bid soon. Collins has been consistently impressive for the West London side and has shown the quality to perform at a higher level. Liverpool, in turn, are looking to bolster their defensive line, which lacks depth. With solid Premier League experience, the Irishman could make an immediate impact at Anfield. However, Brentford are unlikely to make the deal easy. The club paid around £23 million for Collins and will likely demand a significantly higher fee to let him go. Liverpool's challenge, therefore, is not only to convince the player, but also to persuade Brentford to enter negotiations. The Reds' defensive sector is currently surrounded by uncertainties. Joe Gomez has struggled with injuries, while Ibrahima Konate may leave the club as a free agent next summer amid rumors of interest from Real Madrid. Additionally, Liverpool have already sanctioned the departure of young Jarell Quansah, increasing the urgency for defensive reinforcements. Another name linked to Liverpool is Crystal Palace centre-back Marc Guehi, who has also been standing out in the Premier League. Both Guehi and Collins are seen as players ready to take the next step and wear the shirt of a club the size of Liverpool. Although Liverpool have already spent heavily this window, especially on attacking players, they still need to balance the squad. The board has the resources to make another signing, but they are aware that any move for Brentford's defender will require firm negotiations. It's worth noting that the Reds are undergoing a period of rebuilding, having lost not only key players, but also former manager Thomas Frank. Strengthening the defense, therefore, is an urgent priority to keep the club competitive on all fronts. Liverpool are going all in during this transfer window and, according to recent reports, had 2 bids rejected by Crystal Palace for centre-back Marc Guehi. Under new head coach Arne Slot, the Anfield board is determined to further strengthen the backline following what has already been an impressive transfer window. The club has spent heavily. Bayer Leverkusen duo Florian Wirtz and Jeremy Frimpong arrived for a combined total of £145 million. In addition, the Reds signed defender Milos Kerkez from Bournemouth and striker Hugo Ekitike from Eintracht Frankfurt in a package initially worth £115 million. Including performance-related bonuses in all 4 deals, Liverpool's spending this window is nearing £300 million. For most clubs, that figure would mark the end of their summer activity. However, Liverpool spent just £45 million last summer, bringing in Georgi Mamardashvili and Federico Chiesa, and still went on to win the Premier League title. This shows that there is still budget available to continue strengthening the squad, especially at a time when the club aims to maintain its dominance in both English and European football. According to journalist Santi Aona from Foot Mercado, the offers made for Guehi were rejected as they were considered disrespectfully low. The exact figures were not disclosed, but Crystal Palace are reportedly demanding at least €55 million for the centre-back, even though he has only 1 year left on his contract. Still, Marc Guehi is not pushing for a move away from Selhurst Park as he wishes to remain respectful to the club. Nevertheless, he is interested in a transfer to Liverpool. Guehi's shown at Euro 2024 with Gareth Southgate's England squad, playing a key role in their run to the final, which they lost in the dying minutes to Spain. His performances were also consistent in the Premier League, and he helped Crystal Palace win the FA Cup. Despite the rejections, Liverpool remain attentive to the player, but are unwilling to meet Palace's current asking price. With Ibrahima Konate potentially leaving next summer and a need to replace Jarell Quansah, the coming days will be crucial in determining Liverpool's defensive reinforcements. If a deal for Guehi cannot be reached, the club is expected to turn its attention to other targets in the market. Liverpool have already launched a master plan targeting Newcastle over Alexander Isak, but now that the player wants to move to Merseyside, another phase of that plan could soon be set in motion. Securing the Swedish striker has been the Reds' top priority since the start of the summer. Believe it or not, Liverpool can still afford to sign Isak for a British record transfer fee and make additional signings, but several moves need to fall into place for everything to work. One of them is Newcastle successfully completing deals for Anthony Elanga and Aaron Ramsdale. Liverpool's signing of Hugo Ekitike, a player Newcastle had also targeted, marked the beginning of an awkward trend. But the other crucial step is Liverpool clearing space for Isak by selling Darwin Núñez. This is the core of the recruitment team's master plan. In fact, it could allow Liverpool to beat Newcastle's owners at their own game twice. When Ekitike arrived, many believed that going for another prolific Premier League striker would be a mistake. After all, spending nearly £200 million on two strikers in the same transfer window is virtually unheard of. But that's exactly what Liverpool's squad needs. Diogo Jota's uncertain future adds to the pressure, and not signing someone to cover the number 20 shirt would be poor squad planning. So it makes perfect sense that Isak is now a top target. He was Liverpool's main goal at the beginning of the transfer window and is now unhappy at Newcastle. If the funds are available to sign him, why not go for it? Ekitike is comfortable playing on the left and can rotate or play alongside Isak, adding tactical flexibility to Liverpool's squad. Although signing Ekitike initially complicated Newcastle's plans to sell Isak, the Swedish striker hadn't yet expressed a desire to leave. Now that Isak wants to join Liverpool, Newcastle has shifted focus to signing Benjamin Sesko as a replacement. Once Newcastle secures a forward like Sesko, it's likely Isak will complete his move to Liverpool this summer. However, that's still not the full scope of the master plan. A much more ambitious strategy is unfolding. Al Hilal's interest in Darwin Núñez is vital. It has been mentioned that two things need to happen for Isak's move to materialize: Newcastle finding a replacement, and Liverpool selling the Uruguayan for a fee that meets the club's expectations. Rumors indicate that the transfer fee could be around €75 million, about £65 million, which would allow Liverpool to recoup the investment made in Darwin Núñez. Al Hilal, funded by the Saudi Public Investment Fund, the same entity that controls Newcastle, is ready to finance the deal. Now it just depends on the player accepting the proposal. With Núñez's departure, Liverpool could more easily justify a major move for Isak, especially considering they would be swapping the striker with the most missed chances for the one who was the best in the Premier League last season. All of this is being orchestrated by the same group of Saudi investors. Thank you very much for watching until here. See you next time!